Welcome to Three Guys and a Bottle of Bourbon. So tonight what we're going to do is we are going to blind flight three of the Elijah Craig barrel proofs, all the 2020. So we got batch A, batch B, and batch C. And then we're going to put that up against another great full-proof product, which is the Pursuit series, episode 27, which is from Woodinville. We do blind flights anytime we find some bourbons that we really like, because we all have biases, and so we want to try to remove as much of that as we can. So let's see how it works.
We're scientists at heart, so this is the
true way portion.
That's correct.
Just because you're drinking doesn't mean you can't follow the scientific method, right?
Exactly.
Elijah Craig always comes out here pretty strong if you haven't pregame before.
Yeah, Chuck and I decided to do a palate warmer upper. Mine was Buffalo Trace.
It's never, the night's never complete without someone having internet issues.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who it is, but we just know it's going to happen. Can you guys hear my wife and daughter in the background?
Yep.
Nothing audibly, just that they're there.
See, and drinking is also a family affair. So, well, drinking bourbon.
Nothing like putting a 2-year-old to bed.
That's right. Nothing like putting a 2-year-old to bed. So, you guys and the other 2 people that might listen to this, we're all on the journey together.
I mean,
okay, two might be journeys.
I was saying, I got 4 friends. I can get.
Yeah, the 3 of us and 1 good friend.
4
you might have you might have 4.
2 of them are on this call.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh, whoa, that's got to be the Woodinville.
So for those of you watching, it is a little different because we send each other the stuff and then we mix it up. So each of ours is different than the other person's. So it is the same 4 bourbons, but we all have it in different orders. So we can't really give tons of tasting notes.
And I like to put numbers on the bottom of mine so the other guys can see know which one I'm drinking, but I don't. So that way I get a lot of judgment along the way.
You're always due for a healthy dose of judgment.
I appreciate that. True friends.
After yesterday, you've earned some bourbon man points.
Yep.
Yeah, do we want to share that?
That was quite a score. Quite a score.
That was a huge score. So I've never bought 3 midwinter night drams or drams in a single day.
Nor will you ever
from multiple locations. Yeah, I think that was a once in a lifetime day right there. So that poor guy at the first store that picked it up, put it back down on the shelf. Man, I was like, and thank you. Before he could even second guess what he was doing.
What happened, Edwards? Hesitated, sir.
Exactly. Don't hesitate when buying bourbon. That's really the life lesson here.
Absolutely.
If it's good and you see it, you buy it.
Be decisive.
That's kind of one of those scenarios where it's like, he didn't choose the bourbon, but the bourbon then chose me.
And that
It's not like a sword in the stone situation here. It wasn't like
I felt
he
like
tried
it
to take
was
the bourbon off the shelf and he just couldn't get it.
I really feel like it was a sword in the stone situation. So
whatever you got to tell yourself to get out of the doghouse.
exactly. I mean, anytime you see one like, just sitting there in the wild, one left, sitting there all lonely, it just needed a good home. Thankfully, I was able to provide that.
I don't know if I have a distinct favorite. They're all so good.
And they're all there's at least one that's pretty well. There's two that are unique. Obviously, I think one of them. I think I have the Woodinville picked out. But then one of the three Elijahs is the nose is quite different.
I like all of it.
Yeah,
TJ, what are the?
I wanted to drink all of it.
What are the proofs on the three batches?
So on batch A120, we got 136.6. On B520, we got 127.2. And C920 is 132.8. And then, the Woodinville is 122.4.
Do you remember what when we tasted these previously? What our best rated of the four was? So I guess we didn't. We didn't rate batch C, but
right. But we did A over B, which the general consensus with the bourbon community is B is better than A. So we were a little different.
Well, they can all be wrong.
And well, hang on. I think there was order bias. This is a good exercise in scientific integrity here.
Yep.
We tasted A before B. Had we done it the other way around, I believe we would have chosen B.
Well, and that's why we do the blind, so that we can get a good, honest decision.
We had B and the Woodinville rated the same.
I don't know. They're all so close.
Obviously, there's not a bad one in the bunch.
No.
You'll say that. If you find one on the shelf for $80, you will buy it.
Yep.
If you don't already have it, of course.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. One of the best barrel proof bourbons for the price.
For the price, absolutely. I mean,
oh yeah.
It's a 12-year product?
12 years. Usually right around the 125 plus you're talking about. And it's anywhere from 60 to 70 or 80. And if you got a good Costco like I do, you can find it for 55.
Or if you don't have a Costco anywhere near you, like me, and have a Sam's Club that gets nothing,
maybe
that's my life.
Champagne's getting a Costco in this month.
Ooh, celebrate. Costco pizza and bourbon. Does life get any better?
I still a hot dog when I go to Costco. All these dogs.
I don't get anything because of COVID. I get in and get out.
Conserve the bourbon budget. Don't spend money on...
Exactly.
Yeah,
this is my
don't spend the money on $1.99 pizza. That's going to break your bourbon budget right there.
There are months it could. Play a fine line with the wife.
TJ is like marking down every time the wife gets like a Starbucks drink or something.
Every time she goes to Target, whether she buys anything or not, I just Target mark that is a bottle of bourbon.
I don't know who's spending more money then. I'm willing to bet she is.
No, definitely me.
Depends on the bottle. Not yesterday, that's for sure. Midwinter night. I say midday dream right there. That's what that was. Nothing like shopping for bourbon on your lunch break.
Get to do it all the time. Yeah, I don't know if I can really. I feel like they're all tied for so good.
I feel like the Woodinville I have picked out.
I feel like I have a favorite. And I have a least favorite. Although even the least favorite, some of that's just like unique. I'm just not.
Mm-hmm.
A little sour fruit or something on the nose.
All right. I think I got mine in order.
Kind of finishing my last writing here. I do feel like I have one of them I like a little bit less.
Let me give it one more round here. I think I got it.
My top two I have in trouble with.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just picking like small nuances, basically.
I mean, they are. Yeah. I guess three of them are patches of the same thing. But.
Well, then, slight personal preference.
A lot of that can vary on the day and what you've had to eat today.
Well, I guess scientific integrity as well. You guys had to warm up.
Yeah.
I did not.
I warmed up with a little Weller Antique 107.
Yep.
Ooh. Speaking of which, I had some of that High West Barrel Select last night.
How was that?
It did not disappoint, gentlemen. It did not disappoint.
Did you do the American Prairie or the?
Yeah, I did the American Prairie. I was very happy with that.
So we ready to show our rankings?
I believe so.
All right. So, what's everybody got in fourth place?
Fourth?
Number 11. What's number 11?
That is the
Woodinville.
Yep. Pursuit Series.
Whoa, that surprises me actually.
For me, it was A120. The Elijah Craig.
So that is the one that I was getting. I mean, the nose is quite different. It's like you getting some, what I guess I'm calling some dried fruit.
Yeah, I had the other one.
Oh, you had C, batch C?
I had C as my bottom.
All right.
Yeah.
Third place.
I had 3.
I think this is the Woodinville.
What number is it, Brian?
11?
11 is Woodinville. 3 is...
That's got to be A, doesn't it?
Batch A, yeah.
Yep. Interesting.
And I had B520.
Uh-oh.
So I got 2 Elijah Craigs out.
Ooh. We are not in agreement here tonight,
We are not. All right,
we are all over the place.
Number 2.
Ooh. Number 4.
Ooh, that would be B520. Yep, batch B.
And that one was
number 3.
Good, but
number 3 was batch A.
Yeah, I have batch A in second.
And I've got Woodinville as number 2. So that means for me, number 1 was batch C.
As mine also.
Awesome. And Brian?
Batch B.
Batch
I
B.
get a little bit heavier oak on batch C.
Yeah, I get a ton of caramel on the beginning. It gave me that really sweet note that I really enjoy, and then it wasn't overly spicy in the end.
Yeah, this is.
And we're dealing with all good things
I guess,
here.
on batch C. What's TJ? What was the proof on Batch C?
It is in the middle. It is 132.8.
For 130 proof, this thing, it like drinks like 115 proof.
Yeah.
I think that's what I most like. It didn't have that ethanol, like especially Batch A tonight was had a bit more of that burn.
Yeah. So everybody, a lot of the reviewers and everybody else really agree that A's got a lot of that spice to it,
Yeah.
which can be a little bit more on barrel proofs.
Yeah, a bit closer to something like a Stag Junior.
Yes. Yeah, when you drink Batch
Not
A,
that's a bad thing.
yeah, when you drink Batch A, you know you're drinking a barrel proof bourbon. There's no question on it.
The finish on Batch on B is nice, but it's still got a little bit of that. And that's where, yeah, A actually, or C, sorry, excuse me. I almost thought that was going to be the Woodinville.
Mm-hmm.
Now looking back, I guess the uniqueness of that nose on the Woodinville made sense to me. But
yeah,
I went back and forth on those same exact ones, Charlie. I was kind of like, I figured I had A and B figured out as my top two, and that I had the same issue where it's tricking me a little bit, but then just the overall palette and finish with the Woodinville, I felt like gave it away in comparison.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the softer or lighter finish on C, I felt like
you get the
day,
sweet,
I was able to pick that out.
but it's still got the finish, a little bit of spice at the end. But
Yep.
Yeah, like you said, TJ, you get hit with the sweet initially, and it's a softer, especially at 130 proof. That's incredible.
Yeah, I feel like of all the Elijah Craigs, Batch A's got all your spice. Batch B has got a little bit of caramel in the front, but then just gives you all that spice. So if you really like a lot of spice and everything like that, Batch B is for you. And then Batch C is completely different, I would say, of A and B, which it is just caramel, great. It doesn't have any of that spicy finish, any of those hard notes. But I mean, you could give this to somebody that hasn't had any barrel proof bourbons and they would not know it's barrel proof.
Yeah, that's a top 10 whiskey in the last month for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I drink a lot of whiskey.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, we might have to call someone about that.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the hunt for that bottle. That is,
yeah.
I have Batch B, but Batch C is exceptional.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Batch B for me tonight just really, as the number one, just kind of spoke to me. It had that, it was just that, I felt like it was just slightly toned down from Batch A,
mm-hmm.
And gave me just a little bit more sweetness on the front, which I thought, as I was drinking all of these, just provided a really nice balance.
Are you having a rougher week where you needed that little, needed to feel it?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy that. So
sometimes you need it.
It just kind of. I mean, I guess that's the thing too. Is I had both the Woodinville and the Batch C as my lower two, which both of those have a little bit less spice on the end of those. So
yeah,
just preference tonight.
Yeah, and I remember when we were going through on the Woodinville doing our full tasting. The interesting piece on this one, it kept giving you something different. It's almost like each sip was revealing a new layer. So that's I think it was a bit, at least for me, like I ranked it fourth, but it was just a bit outclassed, I guess, with the Elijah Craigs tonight.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that is a good old blind tasting for us. We do a lot of bourbon drinking, so look for us in the future. We're getting excited because we're going to do something we've been wanting to do, which is we're all going to buy a whole bunch of the bottled and bonds, and then we're going to do like a Sweet 16 bracket, and we're going to see who is bottled and bond is the best. So we really want to see, because not only do we like bottles like this, the Elijah Craig and everything like that are a little expensive, we like to find the good, cheap drinkers, because Brian and I are poor, unlike Chuck. So we need cheap stuff. So keep on watching us. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.